Hello, my name is Daisy.
Hey, my name's Alyssa.
And this is
Terrifying Talks.
Midnight creeps and shadows fall, whispered secrets through the walls. Ghostly figures start to sway. Tune in now, don't be afraid. Terrifying talks tonight. Chill your bones till morning light. Spooky tales to make you jump. Heart beats fast with every thump.
Welcome back, mother truckers. Get it? Mother truckers.
That's funny.
Welcome to episode 7. I already knew. I was just testing Alyssa because she's Alyssa. Welcome to episode 7. This one's called Driven to Fear, where we talk about, Alyssa, you want to take it over? What are we talking about?
We're talking about road trip horrors.
And today we got a special motherfucking guest. It's literally Alyssa's like other half, like literally, like it's like seeing doubles. It's like almost doing crack and seeing double. I don't do crack. It's a joke. It's an inside joke. It's an inside joke. You wanna introduce?
This is Elena.
You suck. Give a better intro. That is literally your twin. Better.
This
Seriously.
This is Elena.
That was not better. Elena, you want to introduce yourself because your sister is whack on crack?
Hello, I'm Elena. I'm Alyssa's twin sister. And you thought mine was bad.
So now that we semi-introduced our lovely guest, she's going to be talking about the movies with us, her opinions, all of that fun jazz. We could get started.
Since we're doing road trip horrors, we would like to little public service announcement.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting warmer out, so maybe, just maybe, people should drive safely on the road.
Yes, this is very true. Don't pick up hitchhikers. You'll learn why. Don't pull pranks on truckers. You'll also know why.
Don't speed, because you might end up, finding yourself into a never-ending winding road.
Or, fall asleep at the wheel.
That's
that
also
one was a good one.
Yeah, that was.
Or don't go down holes after going through a road trip. So we could start with Rest Stop, yeah?
Yeah.
Alrighty, so Rest Stop came out in 2006. It is about a young woman who is threatened by a maniac serial killer after her boyfriend is abducted. Shit. Yeah, that one. In a rest stop during their cross-country road trip. All right, who wants to start first? Alyssa?
What's up? You want me to start with the questions?
Do you want to...
Or do you want...
You want to do questions after talking about the movie? We can do that.
Look.
Tell me how you feel.
This is one of my favorite movies. I'm pretty sure we had said this in the favorite movie episode.
Yes, that shamble of disasters.
Yes.
Yes.
The chaotic goodness.
Exactly.
This is the movie, one of the movies that got me into horror.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the first movie to traumatize me.
Oh, that's this one.
Yes. Yes, the yellow truck. That god-awful yellow truck. Traumatized me so much as a kid. I couldn't even see a yellow truck going down the street. Otherwise, I'd be like, oh my god, the driver's coming to get us.
She really
did.
She really?
She really did.
That's funny. What do you think traumatized you about it the most? Like, what made you think, wow, I see a yellow truck, now they're coming to get me, and I'm gonna die?
To be honest, I feel like it's because I never really saw yellow trucks like that until that movie. And then after I saw that movie, I started seeing yellow trucks everywhere.
I don't get that at all. I
Really?
feel like I see yellow trucks all the
I
time.
used to never see yellow trucks.
You probably just started to notice them more.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like one of those things where you're like, oh, I never see a pink car. And
or
then
when you
see,
buy
like,
a car and then
yeah,
you
then
see your car everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah. I think it's one of those things. Maybe you put it out in the universe. You're
I
like, maybe I want to be
did.
scared. Maybe I want to see a yellow truck.
Maybe I want it to be the killer from the movie.
Absolutely not. That's dangerous.
What do you mean?
Look me in my eyes. Don't say that. So I personally, honestly, didn't kind of like the movie. Listen, I know. When I first watched it, my opinion was definitely different. I thought it was like a decent movie to watch, but rewatching it made me like look at it like, what is this trash? I just feel like there's a lot of aspects in the movie that just didn't really make sense to me, and I feel like I didn't get like a good enough background on what the fuck was really happening.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Because like I didn't rewatch it, but I was like diving into like Google searches and stuff. And the fact that they were running away, I'm like, why are you running away? And
Why are you running? Why are you running?
And I'm just over here like, just all the mistakes. Like, you could have left.
Not just that. It started off with one of the girls being, I'm assuming taken.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say the other word. Abducted.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up.
What?
You're so mean to me.
I didn't even say anything.
You're judging me.
I didn't say anything.
Kidnapped. She was kidnapped, okay?
Oh, is that the word you didn't want to say?
No, I couldn't. I just can't say abducted.
Oh.
It's not funny.
It's kind of funny.
It's not funny.
It's a little funny.
So she was taken, okay? And we all assume that she's dead because she's in the closet as a ghost telling this girl, hey, he's gonna kill you.
Hey,
Just
don't
a heads
wind up
up.
like me.
Heads up. Yeah, there's just a lot of unknown questions that weren't answered. I also didn't like the boyfriend. Thought he was kind of a...
Oh, yeah, no, even way back then, I did not like him. I was low-key kind of glad when he wound up disappearing.
Oh my god, you don't say that about people, but
what?
me too.
What?
Me too.
Okay.
Me too, though.
Okay.
I'm glad that he was abducted. Was that one close?
It was closer.
Thanks. I'm trying to say it in my head.
Mood.
What did you think, Miss Special Guest of Honor?
100%. I should have rewatched this one because I don't remember a whole lot about it, which is surprising that it's her favorite and I don't really remember anything about it.
Wow.
We rewatched it so much as kids. Although looking at the pictures, I like vaguely remember it.
See, another thing that I want answered is how long did this go and why, like, is he the truck driver just paranormal in general? Like, he haunts the fucking rest stop?
Well, I had seen some stuff about that because when they got there, it was low-key abandoned. There was a whole bunch of like abandoned cars, but then there was like that weirdo family.
Yeah, but they
could have been spirits as well.
I don't get that because in the beginning of the movie, before she goes to the bathroom, or no, was it when she came out of the bathroom and she's looking at the board of all the lost like kids, girls, boy, whatever the fuck, just lost, and I don't know. It made me question how long this was going on and
exactly
if it was a real person, why the fuck aren't they dead? Because it looked like they were running it for a fat minute.
Maybe that's also why we never fully get to, like, because I'm pretty sure this was the one where, like, you don't really see him a whole lot. Like, you see the truck, you'll see, like, glimpses of him, but you never, like, see him.
No, it's like, I think in the beginning you somewhat see him, you said, like, a glimpse, but, I don't think you physically see him. It's like one of those cartoons, like Powerpuff Girls.
Like, it's just body down, you never see the face.
Swear to God, yeah, I think it's like that. Yeah, like that.
Love that you compare this to a cartoon.
It was the first thing that popped up in my mind because I'm not gonna say that actually.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add about the movie?
Not to rest stop.
Not to rest up.
No.
Do you think it's a shit movie?
I don't remember it.
I get that.
So
Do you
no
think-
questions?
Oh yeah, question. We do have questions. I'm an idiot sandwich. Sorry, go ahead.
To be honest, not a whole lot because we kind of already talked about like the driver.
Majority. As to questions, we could answer it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if this is a lot, you gotta cut out. So
Yeah. What makes the film's antagonist, the driver, such an effective and terrifying villain? I put the because we don't really see him like that.
no, I think also just the in general of like unknowingly why they're
Right.
following me.
Like, what's the reasoning behind it?
Yeah,
I get that.
I think that's very terrifying because I feel like when you're on a road trip and you're with your boyfriend, okay, or your significant other,
and you're trying to
and-
run away.
yeah, and he disappears, and then there's this fucking weird ass car just following you, and not just that, he was like watching them fuck.
Ew.
He like dead ass was stopped, and they were doing it in the car, and he like started to drive off. I think a little towards the end or whatever, and I was just like, yeah, what made you in your head stop, watch it, and be like, I'm definitely stalking these people and killing them.
Yeah, this is my couple. I mean, that's how they pick them.
I mean, I guess, yeah, but do you ever wonder what, like, if this was like in the movie, like a real scenario where a truck driver, just like, not even a truck driver, just some random dude in a yellow truck following you around, watching you do nasty shit with your significant other, and then kills your significant other with like a drill and shit. It's just weird. Just me?
Oh yeah, no, there definitely would have had to have been many circumstances leading up to that moment that would probably make that man a serial killer. Like he probably got dropped on his head or something.
Jump on your head is crazy. Like 10 times though.
Yeah.
Like a good, you know what? I'm done holding this baby. Drop.
Drop.
I get
Football
it though.
kick the baby.
Oh, okay, Charlie Brown.
Oh,
Okay,
he never fully gets to kick it.
but he falls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if he falls and does he hit his head? What if he's a serial killer? Charlie? Mm-hmm. Oh.
We're not talking about Charlie Brown right now.
What
Next
would be the
question.
podcast without a random tangent?
True.
Next question. The film hints at supernatural forces at play. Do you think this added to the horror or made it more confusing?
Confusing as ball sacks.
I feel that. I did think it was a bit confusing.
It's your favorite movie.
I know. But it was confusing because at first I didn't realize like it was supernatural type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking there was actually a girl locked up in the bathroom.
Dude, yeah.
So like
And then
once it finally got to the point where it was like, oh, she was a ghost, I was like, oh.
do you think she might have been like, it could have been like a hallucination?
Possibly.
Ooh,
Like in a
could
way?
have been.
Do you know how, trying to reference another horror movie, do you know how in Black Phone,
Mm-hmm.
and he like sees and hears and talks through the phone of previous ghosts?
Right.
Do you think it could be on the line of something like that?
Like
Because
his
the
previous
truck,
victims.
yeah, like the truck driver was real, and he was like crazy, and maybe he's imitating like another killer, because like I said, it does kind of go on for quite a while, and you see a lot of missing signs. But I think it could also be on that line where it's like real, but past victims are like, listen, bro,
Mm-hmm.
this is runaway, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ready for this last one?
Last question.
What would you have done differently?
Pee on the side of the road.
Honestly. Oh, honestly.
Compared to that bathroom,
No,
I would have
hell
fucking
no.
peed on that road so
the
hard.
moment I would have seen it.
I was like, let's just keep going.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Honestly, just even the look of the rest stop in general, but like, you know what? Maybe there's another one.
yeah, dude, I will pee in my daughter's diaper,
I'll pee in
clean
a
one
cup,
before
man.
I freaking pee in a rest stop that looked that gross.
You know
Yeah,
what?
no.
Even the
I'd look
paper
at the back. You
towels were
got a
deteriorating.
cup back there. Let me see that
That's what
real
I'm
quick.
saying. Like, I will honestly, I would rather pee in my pants and
Yeah.
just change.
Yep.
Mhm. I'll drive naked for a couple hours.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what's the worst that could happen?
The worst is if a cop pulls you over and he sees that you don't have pants on.
Not just that, like, you're fucking in the woods, bro. You're completely naked. Like, your tits were out and everything. And you're telling me you don't want to pee on the fucking, like, on the ground? You know what I mean? Like, tell me how that makes sense, like, in the logic of that woman's fucking brain. It's like, yeah, let me get completely naked where the road's open.
Where anyone can see us.
Anyone can see, but you don't want to pee on the floor. Not even just the ground and dirt. You'd rather. She sat on that toilet seat. That's what scares me the most.
Ooh,
That
bare
was
ass.
bare ass, bro. It was the most. Okay, so do you guys know when you go inside a really nasty, like it
Yeah.
can even be a nasty gas station, right? Or just like
I went into a nasty store bathroom before. I walked right out.
dude,
Big
I
Lots.
would like.
Yes, I walked right out, and because I was younger, I went to my mom. I was like, "Yo, we gotta find a different store. I gotta go right now, and I'm not going in there."
Yeah, no, I will. I don't like going to stores and needing to use the bathroom. I make sure I use the bathroom every time before I leave, because I can't do it. I really like if that. You're telling me I'm gonna see poop stains on the fucking wall? You got me.
That's what
so
I walked
nuts.
into.
That's disgusting.
I walked it. Literally, it was like I walked into a horror movie. And
That's
I
so-
looked at every single stall. Every single stall was overflowed. You just saw
You know what's
disgusting
crazier?
everywhere. I walked right back out.
You know what? To be completely honest, like what's crazier is that this is the woman's bathroom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like y'all bitches nasty.
Exactly.
This is not your house. Do that to your own fucking house. Second of all, how you get shit on the wall? You really taking your fucking hand and your poop and you're smearing it everywhere. That's nasty. You know what? Trigger warning, guys, because that shit's gross.
Mm-hmm.
Gross, disgusting. Next, yeah.
Nasty.
What do we rate this movie? Honestly, I rated it a 3 out of 10.
To be honest,
Sorry,
out of 10. I didn't rate any of the movies this time. I kind of forgot to.
you're lame.
But we'll say a 6.
A 6. You know what? Rewatching it, it was really confusing and stupid. So I'm gonna stick with my 3.
I get it.
I know you said it's kind
I'm
of
gonna give it a
iffy.
flat 5 for the fact that I don't really remember a whole lot of it.
Next movie?
Yes.
Let's
Which one was the
rock
next one?
this shit.
What did we say? Joyride?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Joyride.
Oh my god, that sounded.
Literally, when I told
Nice.
her, this is to the audience, when I told her we were doing this episode and I told her we were doing Joyride, she's like, let me be on the episode. And I was like, let me ask Daisy.
I obviously said yes, and I was super excited about it. All right, Joyride. Joyride came out in 2001. It is about a summer break and a college freshman. Lewis has decided to embark on a cross-country road trip to pick up the girl of his dreams, also picking up his brother from jail. They decided to play practical joke while on the road, turning their journey frightening. So, I want to start off real quick with like a little did you know.
Mm-hmm.
So this movie was released in the United States October 5th of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on crack, dude.
2000.
2001 as Joyride, okay? But in the UK and in Australia, they had an alternate name. It came out in April 26, 2002 as Roadkill. So sometimes you'll see the movie as Roadkill with the same like picture and stuff like that. But they did do it, change the name in like the UK and Australia because they didn't want to make it sound like it was obviously joyful and stuff like that. So that's a good.
So it's the same exact movie, just a different title.
Yeah, same exact movie, changed the title. They just wanted to make sure that it didn't sound like something, just
That makes sense, though.
You know, I feel like I've looked up Joyride in general in Google, and a lot of like happier things populated up. I feel like I get it why they would change it to Roadkill. I think Roadkill kind of fits it a little better because it
does make sense
Yeah.
more.
does. But Joyride kind of, we'll talk about it, but Joyride also I kind of get because, you know, he gets his brother. He hasn't seen his brother in 5 years. And they're like, hey, you know, remember when we did this and blah, blah, blah. And they did, you know, the joke or whatever. And yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I think a little bit of it was a little weird, like in some aspects, or like not confusing, but just not something I like. It pulled me as a audience or whatever. So what do you guys think?
Look, I used to love this movie as a kid.
Okay.
Used to.
Yeah, I was a kid. I'm not a kid anymore, so I still like it.
Oh, okay. I was like, what do you mean used to?
I literally saw you watch it like yesterday. That's funny.
Yeah, the movie in a whole loved it, and then there was like parts in it that always like got my heart beating, and I was like, oh no, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
And then the fact that like it's called Joyride, but it is not joyful at all. I thought
Yeah.
it was funny and ironic.
I think so. What I said before with the Joyride and the like name of it, I think the whole purpose of naming it Joyride was solely for the fact of like, you know, being able to remember with your brother, like do what do you call it? Reminisce old times, and then it just turns dark. I think that was the purpose of Joyride in general, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
What about you, girl?
Well, this definitely was one of my favorite movies growing up, and
What do you think you liked most about the movie, where it's considered to you like a good one? Does that make sense?
yeah, I think first off, what drew me in, obviously, I guess it's not obvious, but Paul Walker,
Yummy in my tummy.
fucking
You
fine.
can't see her face, but she's like scratching at my fucking seats right now.
That man is fine. So
Oh,
that drew me in immediately.
yeah.
And then I was just the aspect of this guy that they're communicating with over the radio, and that he's getting so mad from them playing this joke that he goes out and
Yeah.
tries to kill them,
Yeah.
is just wild.
That's the thing that gets me is like, I get people take jokes differently, but like, damn, did you really have to go that far?
It's like taking the joke to the next next level.
Yeah.
To be fair though, he did give him a chance to apologize.
That is
Do
true.
you think that would have changed
Like, if
something?
it was, like,
if it
genuine?
was a sincere, like the first time he was like, I need you to apologize. Do you
Yeah.
think if he sincerely
you know what, yeah.
apologized, do you think he'd like step off and be like, okay?
I think so.
I think so, because like they were fake apologizing and then left off with like the fuck you, whatever.
Yeah. They were pretty rude.
Yeah, I think it would have went differently if they would have been genuine.
I also want to put it out there that prank calls or whatever is cool when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Don't do them as adults. Also, don't do anything crazy like pretending to be a girl. Like the prank calls
That was
did.
weird.
Yeah. The prank calls I did was calling my like random numbers and say, yeah, this is Victoria's Secret. Your super extra large bra is ready and it's gonna cost you like a good $100. It's like I'm like, yeah, we got a 34H, and you know, just like these big old, I don't know. I have
That's hilarious.
No, we prank called someone at our friend's house, and you know how they have like that star 67? that
Is it 67 or 69?
it was either 67 or 69.
I think it's 67.
Yeah.
But we always
Yeah,
thought it was
we
69.
put 69
Shut the
and
fuck up.
because it was supposed to like make your phone number come up unavailable.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't do that correctly, so then the people called back.
That's terrible. I used to prank call a lot, and I give people heart attacks. But I feel like within this movie, there's just definitely a certain extent that you go. Obviously, never joke or prank about, like people dying and stuff like that. I've seen some horror movies. Hopefully, we get to talk about,
We will
throughout
more
the
than likely.
podcast where someone's, made a prank call and it just ends up bad, and then people get revenge. And I just think
Was this? Did you?
I've
Yep.
showed you that
Okay.
one. Yep. But yeah, do we want to go to questions, or
Yes.
is there anything else we want to say about the movie before we talk about the questions?
You were hyped about this. Do you have anything else to say?
Yeah, come on. You were like, let me be on the podcast.
I love this movie.
Ooh, Paul Walker. I'm a girl.
No, I think I don't have anything productive to add. So first question then wasn't a question that I sent, but what did you guys think of their like radio names?
I love it. I hope and pray that I have the opportunity to get a radio name. That would be so cool. I want something cool though. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have nicknames that like my friends call me, and so I have it as like my @ for socials. I'm not gonna give it out, but I'll tell you guys later. Do you think you have a cool name?
Halloween Queen.
I'll dig that. You?
Well, my handle has always maybe I shouldn't say it. Well,
Silence of the Lambs, because I be hearing crickets, bruh.
that's a good one.
Thanks. I'm funny. That's your nickname. There you go. Silence of the
Oh.
Lambs. You got any? Anything to add? What would mine be? We could just Roger that. Whatever. Enter Daisy's radio name.
My handle used to always be Hush Baby for some reason.
Is it because you're quiet?
Honestly, wow. Never really. I just picked 2 words one day and I put them together and I was like, that's my Twitter handle. That's going to be my Twitter handle.
It all makes sense. Questions.
Okay, you ready?
Let's get a kicking, chicken.
Okay. Do you think the events are believable or does the movie take too many liberties with reality?
I think it's definitely believable.
I was going to say, I think like back then, definitely believable. I think it's a little less believable now.
I don't know. With people's road rage.
know.
Well, I just think of the
Honestly,
aspect
yeah.
of like, I don't know how many people would still have those kind of radios. So-
Truck drivers?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is it
Or,
was
like,
believable.
I'm pretty sure people who also have police scanners and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I think people
That could work.
they have. I'm pretty
It
sure
can
they
pick
have
up on
something.
it, I think.
Yeah. I don't know for sure, but I think it's definitely on the believable side.
Oh, for sure.
Like you said, road rage to a crazy person. I have road rage like a crazy person. I even, when I was pregnant, I almost followed a girl home because she almost hit my car while I was like, I'm gonna kill you and all your family.
I have witnessed
Jesus
people
Christ.
swerving.
It's a joke. I was pregnant. I was so pregnant, okay? It's just different when you're those hormones.
Oh
Man,
my god.
It's like road rage, and then you add like a lot of fluid to the fire, and it's just like gross.
Oh lord.
It was crazy.
I feel that.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
because
say
people's road rage is crazy these days. Like I see people swerving and yelling at each other for I don't even know why.
true. Also, I think people are just crazy in general now and cannot take jokes for
No.
anything. I think nobody could joke about anything anymore. So I feel like it's super believable. I think people do sometimes go crazy,
Mhm.
or they're just super pregnant, like I was.
I'm dead. Okay. Road horror often portrays truckers as menacing figures. Do you think this movie plays into that stereotype?
Yes, 100%.
For sure.
Definitely plays into it.
For sure. The fact
But
that
truckers aren't even. Met
No,
some really nice truckers.
That's what I was gonna say.
that's why it's a stereotype.
Yeah.
I know a lot of. I definitely, I'm a very cautious person in general with like anybody around me. I think that's just because now I'm a mom and everything just scares me, like anxiety wise. So I think whether or not I believe someone is nice, I'm still very cautious of people.
No, I get that.
So I stereotype sometimes, and I'll admit it, because sometimes I'll just be scared. You just don't know. There's really crazy ass people out there, and I think for me at least, I do think that there are good truckers out there, and the stereotype sucks for sure. Excuse me, sorry, but I think just shit happens sometimes, and there's a lot of scary things out there. So,
What was the most suspenseful or shocking scene?
I think when he still showed up after the first apology, first runaround, and after they picked up the chick, I think that was very shocking.
Do you want to answer first, or do you want me to answer first?
You can answer first.
So I think the most suspenseful scene was when he had taken Venna and put her into that motel room, tied her up, and when he hooked up the shotgun to go off if the door opened.
Yeah,
that one was crazy.
That was crazy.
That one had me on my tiptoes.
Yep.
For sure. That one, I think that's really scary. Because imagine being in her position and you are visible. There's definitely a 50-50, more 75-25 chance that you're definitely going to die and you have to watch it.
Yep.
And I think that's the scariest part, the most suspenseful part. But that scene was pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was.
That scene was, I think, between that scene and just watching them, which it's still around that scene, just watching them, his brother scramble around, trying to just find a way to get.
I think too, when he's trying to yell at them "Don't open the door!"
Yeah,
that one was that's definitely crazy. Next question.
That was the last question.
I do want to point out what discussion, what do you think this movie is trying to tell you? What discussion does it pull out of you? You know what I mean? Does that make sense? For me, I put that this movie, rather than it being a horror movie, and I love that, but I definitely think the movie definitely pulls in the discussion on what choices you make as a person.
Yeah, I could see that.
And just reality of it all. But what do you think? Do you think it has a story for it to tell, what do you call it? You know what I'm trying to say?
A moral of the story.
Yeah.
The moral of the story is don't be an asshole driver.
Honestly, well,
you can't say honestly. Do not look at me and say honestly.
I can't speak honestly on that because I am an asshole driver.
I also think it pulls in what is it called? I have it written down. You reap what you sow.
Yeah.
You pay for your own consequences. And I think this is definitely one of those movies when you're watching it, it's you're on the road. Do I make this decision to do something that could, potentially, whether it seems harmless or not, how much it could affect other people?
Right.
And ultimately, yourself, because, they ended up getting, attacked and shit.
Yeah.
Almost dead, which is crazy.
Honestly, moral of the story is watch what you say and do to people you don't know.
Even if you think it's harmless pranking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, people are crazy.
Especially in this world.
Alyssa, you got anything to add to that?
Don't do dumb shit. Don't prank call people. Next movie.
Facts. All right, so next we are going to be talking about Jeepers Creepers.
Okay, this
Creepers.
one's. I feel like I said
Creepers.
the last one was my favorite, but I definitely know way more about this one.
This is one of my favorites. If you heard our episode on hotties, horror hotties, or whatever
Oh,
the
because
fuck
you got
we
a
called
thing
it,
for the creep.
I do got a thing for the creep, but only in a certain
Only in a certain scene that she describes in the same way every time.
yeah.
Are you
You
gonna talk
watched the
about
episode,
that?
yeah. We could talk about it later.
I would say you're gonna talk about that in this episode too.
Hell no. But there is a scene I'll show you later, and I don't know if you'll get it. It's my hear me out. Anyways, Jeepers Creepers also came out in 2001. Pretty sure that's what I said for Joyride, right? Cool,
Yes.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So every 23 years, for 23 days, Trish and Derry find themselves chosen as prey by an indestructible force. Now, this is my question for this movie, because I feel like a majority of people have watched this movie.
Yep.
I think a majority of people know what the whole Jeepers Creepers is about. Okay. Now, what I feel like everybody asks is, what is Jeepers Creepers? Like, what do we believe he is?
Look, this kind of goes into the first question.
Mm-hmm.
It's, do you think there are deeper themes, or is it purely a monster movie?
Yeah.
Look here. Listen here. I believe that the creeper, bro, he's definitely like a creature of a higher being. So his like killings are like sacrifices.
You think?
Yeah. Because that's what also why like the 23 days after 23 years, that's like a symbol of like,
That makes sense. 'Cause
Right?
I was thinking he was like a demon, but that makes more sense.
yeah.
Especially with the fact that
A lot
he
of
can
people-
regenerate himself.
A lot of people think he's
Well-
some type of god.
Yeah, no,
Ooh.
I know he regenerates like every part of his. So hear me. Okay, listen. So I don't think he's like a higher, like created for a higher being,
No.
sacrificing, because he's not technically sacrificing people.
And he's not
He's-
really doing anything.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
he's choosing prey.
sacrificing them for him to keep going.
I guess, but I don't see, when you think of sacrifice, you think of like sacrificing a chicken so you can be famous or something. You know what I mean?
For the greater good. Okay, there's also
Something
this
like that.
theory. There's also this theory that after 23 years, the whole body regenerates.
Oh, like in real life?
Yes.
Oh.
So that's him coming back to regenerate
Such a
his
weirdo.
body.
But no, I think because he eats the parts that he
Yeah,
needs.
That's him regenerating it.
Yeah, because then it takes place.
Honestly,
Like he
I
eats a
think
head, he
it's-
gets a new head.
Yep.
no, but I think it's like more of a hibernation thing. But I think because he's like a supernatural being,
Mm-hmm.
that it's like longer for him
Mm-hmm.
to be able to, fulfilled for. Because who knows what he really does for. Because is it just that town he's doing it in, where he's just there every 23 years for 23 days? Like, how do we know he's not
Going
somewhere else? And he was doing some crazy, like, fucked up shit because of how many people he was killing and
Yeah.
the whole thing. Being able to have the intelligence to set the place on fire, to drive the car.
He's
You
smart.
know,
His
he's-
car was rigged. That
Dude,
thing was rigged out.
I definitely think he's more than just some sort of creature of the night, day, whatever you want to call it. I definitely think he is.
He is of
super-
some higher power. of some sort.
I could see it for sure. When I think of like higher power, I think of like, I don't know, like gods and shit. I don't think that's something.
They could be of a higher power and not be a god.
I don't know.
Like there's like creatures that are of higher intelligence and shit.
yeah, maybe he's like an alien or
Yeah.
some sort.
Oh,
That
that's
makes
a
sense.
good.
Yeah.
That is a good theory that he's an alien.
I love Jeepers Creepers. Honestly, though, where does he go when he's done eating for?
I think doesn't
23
he just
days?
like
He just
cocoon
he just
himself?
cocoons up.
And then he does his regenerating, and then 23 years later, bam,
Shebang, he's here
Imagine
again.
just-
He probably used to hide out in that hole before it got found.
That's crazy. It's crazy work. 23 years is crazy for 23 days.
And then that's all you get to
And-
eat. I'd get some FOMO. I'd be like, what am I missing in the world?
Okay, we also got to think about, is this the 23 days that he's trying to find Derry, who is plays by Justin Long, favorite, by the way. I just feel like, what is that whole span of 23 days, or is he
I think he's
Derry
just.
and he's fucking dipping somewhere else? To
I
get more
think he's
people?
just one of the people he encounters,
Yeah.
and they're just the ones that it focused on this time.
That's pretty wild. 23 days, and how many other people, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
In a span of, like, we don't know if it's just that one spot,
Right.
because he does bring the bodies back to that one hole, or if it's like a span of, like, around the world. Like, do you
Right,
think,
like how far
people-
does he go?
Like maybe
Yeah.
he has other hideout places.
He could.
That is true. Do you think it's more, because I love Jeepers Creepers. I will die on Jeepers Creepers. Okay, that man, super smart. He drives a car. He basically steals people. Okay,
He's a cool license plate.
I mean, he could
Dude,
give you
yeah.
a whole life.
yeah. I could definitely be a little stay-at-home wife or whatever the fuck. I'd be down,
What would you do for the 23 years he's hibernating?
bro. I'm getting bitches.
I knew it.
He comes back and takes the bitches.
That's okay. I'd be like, hey,
That's what she's there
bring
for.
it back. Come to my house. It's not scary at all. Jeepers Creepers. I just like fool people for him, but I know he also does like this like smell thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He
So do you
smells
think-
for the fear.
Oh,
Do you think it's a fear
Yes.
thing?
hmm
100%.
He's smelling for that scent in their fear, which is why it's like
What do you
That's
mean?
probably why he
Scent.
terrorizes them before
Yeah.
he kills them.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
I
It's
think
his
he
kink.
just- I think it. To me, I just thought like it was just like a certain smell for certain parts of their body, where it's kind of like one of those things where if they smell like it could, I don't know, like it fits him.
Yeah,
Does
I
that
could
make
see
sense?
that. I could see that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like where, because he doesn't take. Truthfully, if he wanted like a whole body, he could definitely do it. But
Yeah,
there's
but he
only
only takes parts.
certain
He only takes
parts
what he
of it.
needs.
Yeah, and then I do know he does do some other things with the bodies he made out of Derry's tattoo and his belly
Yeah,
button
he'd be
into
making
the-
weapons and
Yeah, and that one actually was shown in the second Jeepers Creepers, which I thought was pretty cool.
yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
You didn't notice that?
I mean, I didn't notice that it was correlated.
Oh, I noticed that right away. I was like, oh, there's his belly button.
Mm-hmm. Dried up piece of
Mhm.
skin, rose
Yep.
tattoo. Love that rose tattoo. I would die on that rose tattoo. It was
Okay.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's me.
You're good.
Question.
Okay, question number 2.
Dang, I forgot that was only question number 1.
Yeah, I know, right? Does Derry's curiosity and recklessness balance well with Trisha's caution, or does it cause more danger?
I think the duo of being able to be spontaneous and being cautious is so great, because let's think of me and you, Alyssa.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You always want to go to these crazy ass places, and I'm just a cautious person. I'm like, no, fuck that.
We're
You're
not
dumb.
going there.
We're not doing it. So I feel like it definitely.
I feel like it's like time and place. Like, clearly in this time and place, it was not that great. Mm-mm.
I don't know. I think if you truthfully think that when you're taking a road trip with your sister or with sibling, whatever the case is, right? And you see this fucking thing throw something down the fucking no, that's you're not
I'm not
stopping,
stopping.
calling the police. And he looked at him straight in his eyes.
Nope, I
Turned
didn't
Straight in
and
see
the
looked at him.
a
eyeballs.
thing.
Just,
Do you think he like smelled something? He was like he turned around really fast.
Maybe.
Honestly,
Oh, that would make
probably.
sense.
Yeah, I feel like that could have been it.
Because he hopped in the car right away.
True, and like followed them.
Yeah.
He was like,
Yeah.
"Ah,
You
you
got
He
did
said, that's it.
chocolate." But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'd completely stop and like snoop through it, but I'd definitely be like 911.
Oh, yeah, like I would report it further down the line. I'm not
I'm not getting near that thing.
I don't think I'd snoop.
No.
I think that'd be terrifying for me. I would
Yeah,
never
no,
snoop.
because I would be
Well, that
so
answers
scared.
question 3.
What is 3?
Would
if your
you?
sibling insisted on investigating a creepy tunnel, would you stop or follow
Okay,
them?
No, I'm
listen.
locking the doors and I'm not even stopping.
It depends. Okay, hear me out. Hold on. Hear me out. Hold on. If it was in the Jeepers Creepers, scenario, absolutely fucking not. Okay.
Okay.
That woman, if I thought as a man, like being dairy, right?
Mhm.
Thinking my fucking twig sister is gonna hold me the fuck up, you're dumb as hell. Okay. But I think if it was in a non super scary situation, I'm definitely
But
investigating.
how would you know?
But like, what if I find money?
But how would you know?
How would I not? I mean, like,
You could have found money down that tunnel.
and you know what? I would have just bared the consequences after that. But like,
But same scenario though, like you see a guy ditching something that looks like a body into this well. Maybe it wasn't a body, maybe it was just a lot of gold. Or maybe it was a rolled up
he
rug.
is kind of green. He probably was a leprechaun, and I was
He's
just.
too big to be a leprechaun.
Don't discriminate on tall leprechauns. That's rude. How dare you? Okay, we can't all be short leprechauns out there. You know what I mean?
Just
That's-
you.
That was rude.
I love you so much.
You came for my height, and I think that was rude. I would say at least I'm not blind, but I am also blind. So
But also, how would that be a dig?
because you can't see shit. How would you see the fucking body? Huh? How do you know that really isn't a leprechaun? You can't even see.
Okay.
But you know what I mean? I think I would, in a sense of if I felt like it wasn't a super scary moment. I know you know. Okay,
You wanna know what I said?
what'd you say?
Bro, I said, look, if you're going, I'm going, because if you're dying, I guess I'm dying with you.
Oh, you're so sweet. Your sister's face.
What? Neither of us are getting out of the car.
She's lost.
This isn't your scenario. This is my scenario. Okay, but in your scenario, I'm still driving, no? Yeah, and we're getting out of the car because for some unknown reason you want to check the tunnel, according to the question. Okay, you know what? According to the question, I guess she's right. Thank you. But I wouldn't want to check the tunnel.
You
I
just
wanna
keep
put-
driving.
I would keep
Pedal to the-
driving.
What do you call it?
Pedal to the metal?
Yeah.
No.
Pedal to the
Me
metal.
just
I'm
hitting the side. I'm like, ah! I'm hitting 100 down there.
You know what?
No, I've been doing 90.
Okay. Serious note. What if, because he did get a whiff, and that's why he turned around, looked at Derry straight in his fucking soul, okay? If they did not stop and they kept going, do we believe
He would have
He
tracked
would
him down.
still
He would have
track
tracked
him
him down. Yeah, he definitely would have.
Yeah.
They
I-
even like went about that in the lore.
Yeah.
I think in the second one, like he wouldn't have gotten away.
You know, I realize we haven't been rating this movie, and I just want to, like,
Oh yeah, we didn't rate the last one, did we?
no, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I did want to say this is, like I said, is my favorite movie. I really love everything about this movie. I enjoy the suspense. Yeah,
Was anything else in that movie?
I love the tongue part. I think that shit is so fucking scary. I think it's okay. I don't think it was scary. I think it was funny.
It
Not
was
gonna lie.
intimidating. Like if it happened to you, that'd be pretty intimidating. But like
He-
watching it, yeah, that shit was
I'm
funny.
gonna be honest, Jeepers Creepers, out of any, like, I think there's a lot of horror figures where they are obviously, cocky, but I think out of every single one, Jeepers Creepers is the most cockiest. He's pulling up with fucking smiles. He's whipping his fucking wings. He's like, bitch, you're not going nowhere.
What if he's
I'm
cocky
sniffing you
because
out.
he knows he's got 23 years to go back?
Well, okay, but
honestly.
listen, do you think, okay, so when he eats certain parts, do you think he's intelligent because he's eating, like, the brain, do you think he's
Like he's sniffing
accumulating,
out
like-
the best of the best. Probably.
Yeah,
I don't know why he picked Derry then. Wait,
That
what did he
was
take from
rude.
Derry?
his eyes?
Yeah, his eyes. Oh, maybe he had good eyesight. Yeah, I mean he saw him.
Looked at him.
Yeah.
She was like, "What was that? Was that a body? Let's go check it out."
Yeah.
I love Jeepers Creepers. I will watch that every day for the rest of my life.
I feel that.
It's one of my favorites.
Only the first
really
two.
Only the first two.
Only the
rest,
first two.
Yes, I want to make this very clear. Fuck everything else but the first two. Last motherfucking movie.
Oh, wait, I thought we were now rating that one? No. We didn't rate Joyride.
Joyride, I would give a 7 out of 10.
I gave a 5 out of 10.
I guess I'll give that a 6.5.
And Jeepers Creepers.
10 out of 10. I don't care.
Yeah,
10 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Shut the fuck. Get out of my car. That's rude. We all rated 10.
9.
Her rate's a 10.
Her rate. I know her rate's
Yeah,
a 10.
her rate's a 10.
She's just trolling me or whatever people call it.
Okay, Dead End.
Oh my god.
This one I loved saving for last.
Yes.
This one was wild.
Hold
This
on.
one
Wait,
was
you got the
truly-
description? You got the
I do.
description?
I do. Okay. Dead End came out in 2004.
I
Okay.
thought it was 2003.
Nope, it says 2004. You want to look it up?
Yeah.
Hold as Alyssa tries to correct
Prove you
me
wrong
again.
Again?
Mind your business. It was on accident.
Accident. 2003.
I don't think we watched the same one. Mine was 2004. Did we watch the same one?
Did we know?
Oh
We
my
should have-
god, did
Did
we
it
watch?
have that girl, the woman from, what's it called?
Insidious? Elise? You didn't watch
It did.
There,
Oh, thank God.
2003!
Oh, bitch, let me see.
Because I definitely got a lot to say about.
December 12th, 2003. Oh, wait. That was in the United Kingdom. January 2003. Wait. It said 2003.
Oh, okay. I don't know where the fuck I got 2004.
I don't know.
You know what? I did watch it on Amazon Prime. I'm gonna sue your ass because that
Wait,
was.
you watched it on Amazon Prime?
I did watch it on Amazon Prime,
You just
and it
you
said
watched it on
2000.
Tubi.
No, I saw Tubi and I said it. That's my bad.
Oh, I'm dead.
See, it says 2004.
Okay, well, stop
they're
stop
wrong.
believing Amazon.
Oh, for sure. Amazon.
We're not going to talk about
Amazon's
Amazon.
on crack cocaine.
Okay, it's not loading. I don't feel like.
I
Yeah,
could pull it up.
2003.
Okay, so according to Tubi, or according to Google, came out in 2003. According to Amazon, it said 2004, which I wrote down. So Dead End came out in 2003. It's Christmas Eve, obviously, like every year. The Harringtons decides they're going to take a trip to the in-laws to celebrate Christmas, but taking a unfamiliar shortcut leads to the family's biggest mistake of their lives. What do we think about
Bruh.
this movie?
I'm
I
not
want to
going to
hear
lie.
your guys' opinions first.
When it first started rolling, I was like, oh, God.
Oh,
these
yeah.
graphics.
Literally my same thought. I was like, I don't know if I can watch this.
It gave like a really old
It did,
it
vibe,
did.
and
Although-
definitely slow burning.
I will say though, after they got out of the car, it seemed like the videography of it was
Changed.
better.
Oh, I hated when they were like,
Yeah, no.
swerving on the like when it just showed the road and them going like this. I was like, that looks awful. What car is driving like that?
Honestly.
I want to start off something super easy. Who was your favorite character? Because mine was Richard. Honestly, the gay jokes he was pointing out was
Bruh.
so fucking funny.
He was like,
I fucking hated
fucking
Richard.
hated Richard.
I
I
hated Richard.
hated
Who
him.
the fuck goes out into the woods and just whacks one?
Okay, that one was kind of crazy. I
That
just
really
meant
was
his
crazy.
sense of humor was fucking funny.
It was crazy when
He did have some good wits.
the
He
dad
did.
was saying that their uncle does the same thing.
He said
Did
that?
you catch that?
I
He
did.
was like, and your brother talking to what's her face?
Oh
talking
no,
about-
he whacks off to guns.
Oh
To the-
yeah.
to, like, the gun
He said gun
magazine.
magazines, and I'm over here like, he was just whacking off to a magazine in the forest.
But at least it was of some titties.
Facts true.
Mm.
Alyssa, love you for that. But yeah, no, I did catch that. But
I think I love the daughter, to be honest.
Honestly,
Really?
yeah, I did
I
really like the
hated
daughter.
her.
Why?
I don't know, she just like looked annoying.
Oh, you know what I
You
didn't like?
listen,
The
listen.
annoying little brother.
Okay, truthfully, I'm the annoying little brother.
I can see that. I can see
But
that.
he was like pulling these gay jokes to the like girls, the sister's boyfriend, and I thought that was so funny because I was like, what did he do for him to make him?
Right. I think, was he the baseball coach? Because that's what it made it seem like. Because he said, "I'll pull you from the
bench or,
yeah.
or
I'll like
bench you or whatever. The
yeah.
fuck.
He said,
is that what he had whispered when he grabbed him when she had walked out?
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't hear what he had said, but I didn't feel like rewinding it either.
Yeah, it was along the lines of like whatever sport. He's like, I'm gonna pull you or something.
I don't know. I thought he was really quick with the fucking like comebacks, and I think that's what made me love him the most.
You want to know what I hated about the daughter?
What?
That on the walk, she was like practicing breaking up with him.
Oh yeah,
but then her bitch
she was
ass,
pregnant.
honestly,
her bitch ass was so. Oh my god, no, Brad.
Listen though, okay, let's be honest. If you're still mid breaking up with someone,
That's
not
true.
even doing it yet,
They weren't over yet.
They weren't over yet, for one, and two, I think she wanted to do it because she was pregnant. And I think she was scared. I think that the story
I did
kind of
start
made
thinking
her...
that after finding out that she was pregnant, because at first I was wondering if Brad was like an abusive guy or something, or if there was
or
something.
he's gay.
Honestly, I did also.
I mean,
maybe he really was.
But like, I feel like having something traumatic like that, I would have the same reaction.
Especially with the way he was.
Yeah, and they were together for a while. He talked about, and
she had his baby
in
her.
Facts.
I was gonna no wait I don't I was gonna say, do you think, because it seemed like everything started to go downhill when he admitted to the lady that he was gonna propose, and then she finally opened up and started talking?
I don't know where it like hit off where it's like she was like, okay, this is
it.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't think so, honestly. Well, I mean,
he was kind of talking to her too.
Yeah.
So I feel like that pulled somewhat of her intention of like, okay, so throughout the movie, I know we're gonna talk about it in future questions, so I'll pass whatever the fuck I'm about to say, but I think he was the first one because he needed to be the first one. He was fucking annoying. I hated that guy.
Really? No, I feel you. Really?
I hated the dad. I hated the mom.
Oh, yeah. No, they were...
The characters, I think they were terrible. I think the dad was an asshole.
They were all insane. Honestly, I started thinking about, like, because the fact that she was pregnant, I felt like she didn't really do anything wrong. I kind of felt like everyone else was dying because they were kind of shitty people.
Yeah.
And that's why she survived.
I also try to put it in perspective that she didn't go as crazy because she was a psychiatrist, and I feel like when you think about that, you think in a more calm, logical sense. So I think that had a lot to do with it. Like, she was the strongest mindset.
Yeah.
For it not to, get captured, I guess, or dead. I don't know. Next question.
Did we even do questions?
No, we didn't. Sorry. Okay. I was saying favorite characters. First question.
What makes the idea of an inescapable looping road so unsettling? Well, I'm going to let you know right now, I'm impatient as fuck. And the thought of never getting off of that road. See, my fear is just like the entrapment of it. Because, like, that would give me anxiety. Yeah. Being like, okay, what's going on? Especially when they started passing by the same stuff. That would drive me insane.
Oh, yeah, no.
Okay, so I've been on a bunch of road trips where we're driving and we go on creepy long shit. Sorry. I'm always the person who's like, even if we have half a tank of gas, if we're going onto a road and it is especially dark, I like to be filled up with gas. Like I said, I'm a very cautious person, whether it's with other people or just in a general aspect. And I truly believe that if I were on that road, I don't think I'd be paying attention enough. So I don't think for me in that situation, it would be as scary. But to realize that I'm going nowhere, I'm driving in the same spot,
And the fact that they were for
again.
hours.
Like, yeah, he said that they ended up having only half a gas tank.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if
and
I
by
was
the end,
on
she
this
ran
road-
out.
Yeah, and I just feel like if I were that person, like as a person, and what steps I take to prepare for certain stuff like that, and I run out of gas or even half a tank, and I'm not out of that, like without seeing anything, like I think it was the mom who said there was no gas station, there was no people, towns,
Yeah,
whatever.
like where
nothing.
is something we've been driving for hours?
I think the unknown of where the fuck I am, especially in the dark, is the most terrifying thing of this movie.
Yep, that is. Well, especially when they finally got out of the car, when it was just her and her dad walking through the forest, and they ended up coming out the other side of the forest back to the car. I'm like, what is going on? Exactly. What kind of loop am I in?
That was really crazy. It just, yeah, that's not for me. I don't like it.
Nah.
Definitely anxiety filled.
Definitely.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. Who or what do you think the woman in white represents? Is she a ghost, a warning, or something more sinister?
Okay, so I don't know if you deeply, you know me, my references. I
Always
like rewatching the movies. I just love it. She is actually the other person in the car crash.
Yep.
With her baby.
Caught that at the end.
Yeah,
yep.
same.
Caught that at the end.
Yep.
I think she was definitely, not like a warning, but she, I wouldn't say like a warning, but she was trying to put it in their heads that they were dead for sure. I think she, when she first came about, she definitely knew she was dead. She knew her baby was dead.
That's true, because she was like, she's dead.
And she was in, I wouldn't say shock. People said she was in shock in the movie. I think it wasn't shock. I think it was realization. And that's maybe when she started talking, where she was like, my baby's dead.
Right.
Yeah.
And
and then that's when
after
she starts,
passed him off.
That's when she starts taking them.
Yeah. And I think that's where it just like aligns with each other, that she wasn't just a ghost, I guess. She was someone.
She was kind of the
pulling all the strings in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that kind of leads into the next question. I mean, I assume you had the same answer. That leads into the last question. The film's ending reveals a shocking twist. Did you see it coming, and was it effective?
I did not see it coming.
I'll let you guys answer first.
I didn't see it coming.
For a while, for a hot ass minute, I was actually thinking, hey, maybe it is going to be aliens.
Oh yeah, like what?
Because what the brother had said, I was like, oh, you know what? That's going to be the twist. It really is going to be aliens.
No, I didn't think that. I really thought it was
especially
like
when like the things were going around the car. I was like, it's the aliens.
No, I definitely thought it was like how, like they have those superstitions of the woman on the side of the road and picking her up, and I really thought it was going to be something like that.
Oh yeah, like the woman in white and whatnot, road stories.
Yeah, urban legends.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest.
You saw it coming, didn't you?
I fucking saw that shit coming from a mile away, bro. I knew. I pretty instantly, honestly. I think when you think of loops, I feel like I also watch a lot of movies, so I think it was something easy for me to catch. I feel like when you're going through loops like that, you're obviously fucking dead, right? And there's something out there trying to show you whatever message is trying to fucking show you. There was the constant like signs. There was the weird shit people they were seeing. They were like, oh yeah, my friend Janice or whatever the fuck. Okay, but for me, for my twist, was that it all really happened to them while being dead. Like they consciously all physically died together in some weird, like supernatural sense.
Because how there was still the
found
note.
the letter. Yeah, he found the
I did notice that at the end. I was like, what the heck?
What?
The letter he wrote. The things I want to do when we get out of here.
Oh yeah.
They found it.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
That was at the very ending.
Yeah.
The road crew was cleaning up the mess, and they picked up the letter. And the thing he wrote down that he wouldn't tell her was be like what
the best grandfather.
Yeah, be the coolest. I think it was the coolest. Be
coolest
the coolest
grandfather.
grandfather ever.
And an Atari.
Yeah, and the Atari.
How did I miss that?
It was at the very end.
Like after the guy drove off with the nurse?
Yep.
Oh, I don't think. Was it like after credits or something?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But that was my biggest plot twist of it all, because I already, thought in my head that they all. What I thought is that they all died. When I saw that she was leaving the sister, I kind of put it together that she was alive.
Mm-hmm.
But when I saw that the little letter thing was real, I felt like there was that force, whatever supernatural thing you want to think of, that
like the alternate,
side,
the alternate
dimensions.
realities.
Yeah.
See, that's where
because there is a dimension
that.
where they didn't crash, and then there's a dimension where they did crash.
Kind of like, okay, I'm gonna reference Stranger Things. Okay, when they're in the upside down, and it's just completely different. You don't really hear the phone ring when they're go find the, what is it?
Demogorgon?
No, sorry. In the movie where
This movie?
where they go and try to find the phone, but the phone isn't working.
Oh yeah,
and they get the baby crying.
It's just the crying.
Yeah. So that's was my first thought of okay, this is all fake, because I think if there was, you pick up a phone, especially in that era, time, I guess, you don't typically not find a phone that's not working, that's connected to the wall or whatever the fuck, So in my mind, that was my first this is fake. And then I don't know, just there was things that you saw that represented another side, that it was the same time. Okay.
Oh yeah.
The time never changed.
And the watches even stopped.
Yeah. So I think that was also another thing. No service. The phones. It just, I don't know. I think the whole thing was just, it all happened, and it all obviously felt real. I think the damages of the people were real.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure the way they died, when they found them, was how they died in the crash.
Yeah. And that whole thing was just her, because her coming to, she was subconsciously coming to terms with what happened.
So I'm gonna also reference a little bit of what our previous episode, maybe not an astral projection, but definitely in a comatose way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Her consciousness was still aware, kind of thing.
Yeah. So I think it might have been something in that sense, but on the other side.
Yes.
So, yeah, that was the only really twist, was at the end where it was all actually real in her head. Not in her head, but you know what I mean.
It was crazy to me too that the car was the guy that found them.
Yeah.
When he was like, "You want me to give you a ride?" I was like, "Oh my god, he's gonna kill the doctor next."
Literally, that's what I thought too.
You know what? I definitely felt like the car had some very strong, what do you call he represents something death almost, you know what I mean?
He was essentially
he found them, and even in if he was death, okay, because in that car the characters are in the car, he gets pulled away, they die, okay, and I understand that he found them, but what if that represents them, death, and him finding them, pulling them out of the car, whatever the case is. What if it was something like that, you know what I mean?
And it's that's why every time they stopped, someone died, because that was them pulling another body out.
Oh, that could be.
Yeah.
So I don't think he was, in a sense, a supernatural being, but I think him and the car represents their deaths, majorly. Outside the box thoughts. You like that shit, huh?
That was a good one.
Thanks.
That was a good. I liked that movie a lot.
Honestly, by the end, I was like,
for the graphics and stuff, it was actually really good.
Okay.
For the time it was made, it wasn't bad. I enjoyed it.
So you guys are gonna kind of hate me for this.
Oh my god.
Hold on. When I first was watching the movie
Uh-huh.
before, because I rewatched it twice. Because when I
Okay.
first watched it, I was like, "This was stupid." I saw this shit a mile away. I gave it a 4 out of 10. But
And then when you rewatched it,
when I rewatched it and we're having a conversation about it and all the things, what represents what we think is what, whatever the case is, I definitely give it a good solid 8 out of 10.
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Good 8.
Yeah. I think when I first gave it a 4, it was because of the characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I said, I did like Richard for his fucking comebacks. Just for the comebacks, he was funny. But in a general sense, I hated every single one of them.
You would
feel
like
that.
him.
I hated every
I really hated everybody except the daughter. Because, I don't know, she just didn't have any problematic things. She was
That's
the only
probably
one
why
that was
she-
level-headed.
That's probably why she
towards the
didn't, though.
end.
Because,
Yeah.
like,
Because
it
she
seemed
was
the
the only one
crazier
alive.
they got was the closer they were to death's
I
door.
hated when the mom was playing with her
Yeah,
brain.
that was nasty.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw that scene, I thought she was giving herself like an orgasm.
Same.
She was.
Was she?
Because
I
she
thi-
kept saying, "Oh, Alan."
That's crazy work.
No, you want to know what I want to know? Was Richard actually someone else's kid? Because how she said, "He's not your son." And it's like, if that's the case, and like all this was essentially like in the daughter's
Maybe.
comatose state, how would she know that? Or like,
Hear me out, okay? What if it was one of those things where the truth came out before you officially died?
yeah,
I think it's one of those bearing things, where you have something you would typically take to the grave, and maybe it was because I feel like something happens, some truth is happened. Like
mm-hmm.
the brother smokes weed, he instantly dies.
Mm-hmm.
That's not your son, she instantly dies. I forgot what the father's was, but I think he said something and he dies. But I think
Well, that's like, what's his face saying, "I'm gonna propose," and then he dies.
Oh, it's some sort of confession.
in some way, maybe,
I could see that.
yeah, maybe it was just something big off their chest that needed to be off.
Hey, but she confessed and she didn't die with being pregnant.
Listen, why?
Loophole.
Let's be real, okay? With how they all died, how the fuck was she the only one barely untouched?
Right?
Brother,
Oh, because she was on the end.
Yeah. Wait, no, but remember no.
no, but okay, here, listen. So the brother, right? His mouth was kind of teared apart,
Mm-hmm.
and he was burned alive.
Mm-hmm.
The
Brad,
boyfriend,
he was cut to pieces.
Yeah, he was
fucking shredded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like that they didn't show anything, by the way.
I liked but disliked it. Like, I liked it because I don't like gore.
Yeah, she doesn't like body horror. Or anything.
I hate body horror. But
I hated the fact that they didn't show anything. I think that's you think of
Like, the only thing we saw from Richard was his hand.
Yeah.
the only thing we saw from Brad was his ear.
and
And then the mom, the back of her
brain.
brain. That was
hated
nasty.
that. I hated that.
anyways, but I think what the fuck were we just saying?
I want to know how the dad died. Because, like, they didn't really show him. They just showed his face in the bag.
Yeah, and he was just gray.
Maybe because he died in his sleep, or not died in his sleep. He was asleep, driving, so he could have just easily like out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think that could have been something.
Yeah.
Maybe they hit it from. My thing is, do you think he was swerving and they hit their side, and that's why the dad and the chick was just like barely touched?
Maybe. That makes sense. And maybe that's why he was the last to go. Maybe.
Maybe he was still alive, and then they had their talk or whatever, and he just
What if
took his last breath, died.
Maybe that's why there was still the note.
Mm-hmm.
In his last breath, he was still able to somehow write the note.
Or the guy was actually really the killer. And that was all just a plot.
So is that all we wanted to talk about?
I think I really like the movie. I think there's a lot of theories that could go in it. There's a lot of
Representation.
in the movie on, their deaths and shit and all of it, just throughout the movie, which I love. Like I said it once, said it before, say it always. I love the references. I think it gets me going on fucking movies. Makes me want to rewatch it all the time and like understand, like truly physically understand what the fuck it's
Like,
supposed to tell
break
you.
apart every little piece.
Yeah, I'm a puzzler. I'm a puzzle put together person. I love puzzles. I'll put it together and I like to figure it out. What's the fucking picture? Even though the picture is on the box.
Dead.
No, they have mystery puzzles.
This is true.
Okay.
Do we want to add anything on the movies we watched?
I don't think so.
No? What are we
feel like
doing next? Do you want to talk about what we're doing next week?
Next week, we are doing underrated slasher movies.
Ooh.
We actually have planned out which movies this time, so I can tell y'all now. We're doing Hellfest, The Strangers. Speaking of which strangers? Like OG strangers?
We can do OG.
Okay. OG strangers, The Collector, and Disturbia. We do not have a title for that episode yet, but that's what we are doing. Would you like to shout anything out?
Yeah.
I don't really have anything to shout out. Right
Do you want to close this out?
Don't you got your YouTube you want to shout out?
I haven't actually started that
Oh my
yet.
god. Well, when she starts it, keep an eye out for whatever her YouTube is going to be. Okay, go ahead, close us out.
So remember, drive safe. Don't pick up those hobos. Don't.
Hobos is crazy word.
They just need a ride too.
What if? Okay, hold on, real quick. What if they're hot?
I mean, if they're hot, then
Like,
Then
you
you know
know
they're the killer.
caution.
Then you know they're the killer.
Honestly.
Listen, if you see Paul Walker out, you picking him up.
I'm picking them up.
First of all, R.I.P. Paul Walker. Like,
Stop.
I'm so serious. Cut it out. Cut it out.
That's when the music cues in.
All right, terrifying talkers. I hope you have a terrifying but very good night.
Drive safe.
Always drive safe, please. For the love of God. Please.
And we will see you next week.
Or will we? Dun dun dun.
We better.
We will.
Bye.
Bye, motherfuckers. Truckers. Now you get it, huh? Truckers. Oh, fucking funny. All right, bye.
Midnight creeps and shadows fall, whispered secrets through the walls, ghostly